Hey everybody, good evening. You are all well. Got an okay amount. A lot of them are just kind of one, one theme though. So, but there's a good amount of stuff to talk about here today. Plus, why'd you turn? I wasn't ready. But it is a good amount to. There's a good amount to talk about today. Obviously, we had the Schaumburg show this last weekend, which was an absolute blast. I hope everybody got to watch the video we uploaded the next day. Actually, the day of that it was still going on. If not, it's still there. We'll have the walkthrough, which is the full thing that we do quite a bit of. Well, that'll be going on Saturday, right?
Walkthrough?
Yes.
Saturday?
Walkthrough Saturday, and then our top 5 picks for ball pythons on Sunday, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, you're adjusting this apparently.
Slightly, yes.
Okay. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff. The week after will be a top 5 reptiles. Why?
Well, because I can't see my face, obviously.
Where's the mask?
If I left on the bed.
Oh. Anyways, the following week will be top 5 reptiles that are not ball pythons. They're banned because they get their own videos, so it'd be kind of silly to put them in that. And there was a lot of cool, just like non-ball pythons there. It was one of the more diverse shows I've seen in terms of that. Very excited. I picked up actually no ball pythons. I picked up house snakes, and they're really cool. And I love them. So, anywho, let's go ahead and get into this. I'll start with the comments here. Hilltop Pythons, how are you? Picture Perfect Pythons, howdy to you as well. Macomorph, what is up? Say it's hot and humid? Yeah, same here. It is stupid today. I thought hopefully it would get better, but it didn't. So, Mia, hoping you didn't do this. Hoping I didn't do what? The auction? To maybe call it something you were looking at? I got my eye on a couple auctions this week myself. Yeah, well, hopefully I don't call them out for you. Same in the South Texas, hot and humid and miserable. Yeah, it stinks. I thought about jumping in the shower before I I started doing this even, so just kind of a sucky, humid, disgusting day. So, what the heck is my main page at? You guys can't see it yet because I haven't clicked that screen. I don't know where the heck the main page is. That's okay. We will do it didn't load anything that I wanted it to. That's okay. Alright. It didn't play that music there, did it, Jenny?
Hmm?
It didn't play that one music there, did it? Like the ad or whatever?
No.
Good. So.
It's set up so it doesn't play any music from the desktop. Well, any
Good.
audio from the desktop for that matter. It's only playing music from Spotify on your mic.
Good. Okay.
I mean, not Spotify. We license our music. Yeah, it's from Spotify. It doesn't matter.
Wonderful. So. Hey, Dickie, how are ya? Yeah, I thought I was gonna get a steal on this girl. I know you're gonna shut it. I might. I'm sorry. I might not though. I kind of go through. Sometimes I miss things. Honestly, I go and I won't lie. I just kind of miss things. Someone says something and I'm like, oh, totally blew past that one. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Bill, where do you list what you have for sale and standing on Morphmarket? That is correct. I have a lot of the older ones here, and I kind of prefer to sell those ones at stores. Shows, yes. And so if you ever message us that we can do something like that, we've been talking about a way to set something up. I need to do that, and I am actually planning to reactivate my Morphmarket again. I have like 2 things or 3 things on there. I can't remember. I just didn't have enough to justify it for a little while. That was ready. That I just wasn't gonna sell at a show. Unless someone wanted to reach out to me about it specifically. But we are going to start uploading more of them. Plus, I finally started getting a few. Well, I had one larger clutch hatch. They're very cool. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Some of them I'm keeping. But I will get that taken care of. For now, you could always, if you were really curious, you could always message us on Facebook or whatnot. Whenever it's deciding to work, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It's been frustrating me not giving me messages until I like click, because I have a personal profile and obviously the Rhynos Royals, and if I'm not in the one, it doesn't give me notifications. It's silly. So, but yeah, just message me if you're really interested. Otherwise, I think we're gonna figure something out soon. I think we actually have a weekend free this weekend. No, we don't. But soon we will, so. You get a chance, I messaged you about some Morph ID help. I might have seen it, but I was at work. That's what I was talking about. It didn't tell me until like today, and of course I was at work, so I was kind of preoccupied. So, but let's go ahead and get started. I will look at the messages though, so just keep messaging, and I will get to them. What is it? Full screen starting? I'm such a boomer. Computer cam.
Computer cam.
Hey, there we go. These are all. Wait, oops, I didn't filter. These are all the auctions. How many are there? 649 pages of auctions. Okay. Well, we are going to filter. Did I miss that one? I did. Oh my god, I'm sitting here yapping and I missed it. Okay. Well, it went for a good price. Let's just say that. And it was a boy lace. So we're still going to talk about it. That was the first one we had up on the docket. So, oops, spoiled it a little bit. So, but yeah, there's quite a few. There's like 15 pages. Looks like some more pages got added. So I'll look at the last page before we adjourn today. But we are still going to talk about this one because it went. I mean, as far as I know, a pretty good price. It ended like right there, just a little while ago. I think it was. Shoot, I can't remember. I cannot remember the price right now, but it was a good price. And it just goes to show you that any given day, sometimes you can get really quality animals. So this Fire Yellow Belly Lace Clown. All 3 genes that are in some ways somewhat subtle. Fire probably being the most, showing one. But when all put together, they obviously make a crazy big difference. Yellow Belly is really great in combinations. Just about anything it pairs with is just insane. Obviously when it pairs with itself, it creates an ivory, but everything else it just enhances. I can't think of very much that it doesn't do well with. I can't think of any right now. Lace is pretty subtle, but I've talked about lace before. Probably look up that video here in a second of my favorite lace ever. Easily the brightest snake I think I've seen ever, but lace is there's actually so much coming out about it. It was actually just had a test approved for it, so you can go to RGI and test for lace now, which is really incredible. And it is I can't remember if it's proven or thought right now to be in the same family as GHI, so allelic to GHI. I believe it's been basically proven, and they're just kind of tidying up the the guesswork on that, or not the guesswork on poor choice of words there, but finalizing saying that yeah, it is, I believe. But that's crazy. Who would have ever thought that lace and GHI could possibly be related or even close to each other, given how different they are from each other. GHI is not subtle and lace is. But lace is definitely an enhancement gene. Really serves to brighten it up. I like to say that it's kind of almost like a microdose of GHI. When you get 2 of them together, they call it the white lace. It's a super lace, of course, and it creates this almost popcorning effect in most cases, unless the other patterns of the snake might eliminate that on the belly of the snake. So I don't know why I'm doing it to myself. So if you look like here where my mouse is, there would be like some popcorning sometimes. There's a lot of whites that pop up in these, but it definitely just serves to brighten it up. Let me look up that one snake here. So lace clowns. Do ball python. I hate when I just forget to type anything with that and then I get actual pictures of clowns. I don't like clowns. Not real ones. There we go. And we have a ad. There we go. Awesome. That one right there on the right is about the most bright snake I've ever seen. There's a Fire Russo Spot-Nose Lace Clown. Absolutely incredible. And Russo is incredibly subtle as well. I would argue it's even more subtle than Lace. I work Russo, and sometimes you wouldn't know it looking at it, at least, but for sure by itself, it's ridiculously hard to see. But again, another enhancement type gene. It's actually in the Blue-Eyed Lucy complex. In fact, it was the original one. They used to call it, I think it was Het Russo. I could be wrong on that. I think I'm wrong on that. But they thought it was a incomplete dominant, a recessive, because you really couldn't see it. And when you put two of them together, it created an all-white snake. And then they later realized, wait a second, you can do that with Lesser as well. And wait, you can do that with Russo and Lesser together as well. A lot of those genes anyways. And, well, and come to find out, it's actually a Bell complex. So, very cool animal though. So, righty. Jump into some of the comments here. Looks like it's popping off. Just an hour left. I know you will. I don't know, because some of them I don't know. I might not show it. So we will see. All right, next one though. Is this the one? That's less than an hour. But either way, this is a really nice girl here. Pastel Leopard Clown Het DG. Really incredible price on this one at that. There's only 11 minutes left. There's only 2 bids at $110. So if you wanted to work DG clowns, I mean, here's a girl right here. Some of the better ways to do it is to work those hets against each other, right? So you never want to go head to head if you can avoid it. Now sometimes that's not possible because quite literally it's a brand new gene if you're working it and it's literally there's nothing else available. You're making the hets yourself, or cost. You know, maybe you don't have the money to do it, and that's fair. So what you want to do to maximize, I mean, you want to get as many visuals as you can, obviously. Now a clown DG male is going to be a little bit cheaper. But if you still didn't have that kind of money, you could work a visual Desert Ghost Het Clown male to this one. And I'd probably recommend getting something like Spot Nose, so you could create like that Batman DG in the boy. Nothing with pastel, because I wouldn't want to create a super pastel, personally anyways. Not that it would look bad, because Desert Ghost, obviously, that's going to clean that up anyway, so pastel is going to be kind of a welcome thing. I know some people shoo it away, they don't want it, but I don't know if I'd want super. I think it might take away from you know, it might be too bright in that way. So but to each their own. I mean, I've seen super pastel DGs that are really clean and beautiful. So but I tend to find myself wanting to work a little bit more contrasting things. So you could get that boy with a lot of different things in him, and he wouldn't be crazy expensive, I don't think. A visual Desert Ghost clown, and the reason why I say that that's an economical way to do that, if you can't afford the visual, the double visual anyways, is because you're never going to get a possible het. You will always minimum have hets, because the DG is always going to pass one copy on, so you have a 50% chance of getting a visual Desert Ghost each time. And the clown is always going to pass one copy on from the other parent, this one in this case, because it's a visual clown. And then you obviously always have that 50% chance again, since the other is also a het. So that's why I say, you know, that's a good way to think about doing it, because when you miss, and you will, you'd have a very good chance of getting some double visuals though. But when you miss, you'll at least have those double hets, or, you know, a clown het DG or a DG het clown. So great way to do it. Again, you know, I'm going to try to bounce back and take a look at this one here and there. See if it has some action in the last minute. I mean, who knows? These last bids were 3 days ago. That's crazy. So I also still have this glitch where it tells me I'm not logged in on this particular computer. I actually build them on a different computer, like these lists, and then kind of move them. I don't know why. Maybe that's maybe that's why. But hey, whatever. I am indeed logged in, so it's fine. Doesn't really stop us from showing anything here. All right, next up would be this pair. This is slightly under an hour. I don't think this is the one you were saying though. You said it was a girl. These are two snakes. So this is a super mandarin hypo project. So one of them, I don't know if they say which one. It says male and a female, a NR mandarin pastel 100% hypo, also possible het clown. That's incredibly cool. I didn't even see that actually when I put it in there. And a mandarin 100% het clown possible, or sorry, 100% het hypo, possible het clown. So that actually adds another wrinkle onto that. So I would get both of these tested almost immediately for clown. Like just to rule that out, because if you have the possibility to hit, you know, the super mandarin hypo clowns, that's a completely different world here. But the mandarin, the super mandarin clowns, for the longest time people thought it was like just the super mandarin, but it turns out obviously it had hypo in there too. But that's okay. They are a incredibly orange snake. Some would argue one of the more orangey tinges that are out there. If you have never seen that, well, here you go. Just a really cool, unique look with this frosted orange. It's a type of orange you don't see a terrible amount. It kind of reminds me of like this Halloween-y type of look to it as well, because I mean, look at the ghosts kind of coming out there. It's got that black and orange type look to it, and the blacks are bold. They are bold, and it is very nice, crisp, beautiful. So it gives the great contrast of being both dark and light kind of at the same time, especially with this frosted head. You're not gonna find a look quite like this. You'll find wonderful oranges, bright, beaming neon oranges. Ball pythons do oranges very well, but you're not gonna find this per se. Outside of this morph too much that I have seen. It's a really, really cool animal. So I really lucked out and actually got a mandarin from Chris Hernan. It was in an auction, and somebody, I don't think they knew what it was. It was at the Tinley auction, and somebody abandoned it. They bid on it, they won it, and then they bounced. So when they do that at the end, they kind of just have like a very quick like auction, and they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna say how much I paid. I don't like doing that too much, but let's just say there was one person who rose their hand, I rose my hand, and it was just anybody else. No, okay, it's yours. So I was incredibly lucky. I am breeding that, needless to say, to a visual hypo combo to get the hets out of that, because it was not a hypo or het hypo, sadly. At least that's what he said. He said he didn't think it was when I talked to him later. But still a really cool combo. If you wanted to work that, yes, the price is up there for it, but it is worth it considering how much these things can go for. That is not what they go for anymore, but they are still quite a bit up there. So cool animal. So it's a yellow belly Mojave Leo computer double het hypo. Show it. You want me to show it? I don't know. I don't think I have it. Let me know if you want me to show it. I'll try and find it if you really want me to show it. All right, real quick though, next up would be this absolutely beautiful animal, this red stripe, redhead, black pastel, yellow belly het clown. The only thing this is missing is the visual, which is why I think it will go a little bit cheaper. As you can see, it does have a good amount of interest, but the price will stay a bit down, I think, and that is because the fact that it's a it's just a het. It's not a visual clown. So a lot of times, and I think this way too, a lot of times people really want their males to be visual when you're working recessives, and it makes absolute sense. That is what you should do. You should want to do that, and the reason for that is because that male is likely going to breed to more than just one female, right? That's what most people will do. They have them to at least 2, sometimes 3, sometimes quite a bit more females. Sometimes they get pretty busy. Now, wouldn't it be more efficient if it was always passing the het clown. Now you can work your females as being hets instead if you needed to save a little bit of money. Because you always have that one genetic from the male, the one male that you purchased, versus the many females that usually go for a lot more. That's why I say do not skimp out on paying for your male. Your male is probably the most important purchase that you will make. I often, if you see me do those challenge videos, those fun little challenge videos where I have something, I source my male first. He is the one that I need the most to put into so that I can build the team around him. So same, but in this case, you know, sometimes you can do that. You can do something like this because of the genetics that come along with it. And redhead is a really cool gene. You know, you've got a lot of great things here that otherwise are honestly, you know, other than black pastel, are pretty subtle just by themselves. Redhead is, you know, they have that kind of tingy reddish head, true to the name, but in combinations it's absolutely incredible. And especially when you get into clown, you can start to see what it's doing to this pattern, just blowing it out, just creating this ghostly burnt type background to it. You know, when you get the visual clown of this, that is going to be top notch. So that is what I'm thinking, is that, you know, it's not a lot to get a visual female, and most people nowadays can source a visual breeder female clown for not a terrible amount. You can probably get a few extra things in there too, and in a way you're still working with the same odds had he been visual. So I don't think you should let that shy you away if that's the sort of project you wanted to work. I mean, it's very based on redhead here, obviously. Redhead is the gene that I think that would be sought after the most in this and make it go up. In fact, it literally just got bid on. So there you have it. I wonder if it was one of y'all. But very cool for a situational thing. Now this boy, when you get the visual version of what you want here, if it's not the visual version of him, of clown anyways, he will be replaced, obviously. You will basically keep him until the offspring is old enough to take the reins, and then you would probably resell him to someone else to have the same opportunity you did, only right off the bat, because it would be a breeder ready animal right at that point, because now you have a visual clown of all that. You've hit what you need, and if you're going to keep working it, now it would be more efficient to have a visual version of it. So that's the way I think of it anyways. So show it, it's max, it's amazing. I'll take a look. So you said it was a yellow, or yellow computer. If I had the money, I'd bid on him to make some Pompeii combos. I almost thought about saying something about that one too, because it's not too far off of Pompeii, honestly. So, you know, those are probably the genes in the female I would probably source to work him to. A visual clown. What else would it be? Jump back in there real quick. You already got red stripe. You got yellow belly. So a female spot nose. Oh no, that's all you'd need. I don't know why I forgot the. That's all you need really, is a female spot nose to take that chance at a redhead Pompeii. That's cool. All right, Leo pewter double het hypopide. Might be better if I turn on some filters to look for it. Yeah, we'll do that. So it was het hypo and het pied. Not hey hypo or hey hypo. Het hypo. Already took some down there. And het pied. Alright. There it is. Oh, that's very nice. Wonder why it oh, it's possible Orange Dream as well. Yeah, very cool. Like a sandblasted type back to it. Trying to think why. I mean, it would do that. I guess you just got so much going on. It's just blasting the back away from it. That said, there could be some paradoxing going on there. there's a lot going on, so yeah. I've had a lesser red strip spot. I was yellow belly. Female just need a black pistol, so this stuff is bonus. So there you go. But yeah, very cool. Yeah, I hope you win. It's got some interest. She certainly does have some interest in her. But I don't know if it would go completely off the wall. So hey, maybe we'll keep an eye on it and cheer you on. It looks like this one ended. I forgot to get back to that one and take a look. So I'm not on my game today. So but yeah, good luck, Mia. I hope that you win her. That is a very sharp animal, and I would immediately want to work, since you have hypo and black, or not black, but pied in there. I'd probably want to work like a hypo pied, so a visual hypo pied male to this with black head, and or better yet with mahogany, because I'd want to start trying to go for like a hypo summa of some point with a lot of this stuff in there. I mean, you're bound to hit something. There's so much going on. So very cool. So this one, you're saying this one went for 100? That's wild. That's wild. That is whoever won that is happy. That's nuts. That is pretty cool. All right. The next thing, oh yeah, we're going on a sunset tour here. Quite a few sunsets of some sort. This is obviously not a visual sunset, but it is a het sunset, and it is a proven het sunset. It ends in 5 hours, just a tad over 5 hours. Has a little bit of interest. As you can see, the price is more because, well, it's a proven one, and she's pretty big. She laid a little while ago in February, so quite a bit of time ago. So she's probably ready for pairings here soon, if you really wanted to push the envelope, or you could wait until a couple months. You know, some people like to go in October or whatever, but yeah, should be ready to go very soon. That's what I was, yeah. And already went past its reserve. Obviously, it looks like it started below that, and it's got a lot. It's a pretty big girl there too. So if you wanted to make sunsets and you wanted to just get going right off the bat, the female is what takes the longest to get to size. So this would be a good one. Maybe get some extra genetics in the boy, depending on how much money you have. I mean, you could get a het if you really didn't, but you are getting a visual right now. So there's that to consider if you were to get this one. On the flip side, one that is not a proven breeder, but quite a bit cheaper. There's a lot more time. Why am I the current highest bidder when I'm not logged in? I am not the current highest bidder when there's 0 bids. There's a glitch. I think it did this last week or the last time we did it.
It
So
did, yeah.
okay. I was trying to think. I was like, this sounds familiar. Like I said this already. Anyways, looks like I'm gonna win this one, right? If you, like I said, there are more sunsets coming available. If you wanted to work sunset, it is no longer the project that is impossible to get into. It's not the project that goes for more than $1,000 for hets, anyways. And quite frankly, even for little, like the babies, so you can get males for under 1,000 now. They're still high up there, don't get me wrong. And females, I've seen a few of them dip under 1,000 now. So we got a friend nearby from 2 and 9 Reptiles that has a nice girl available for I think 800 right now. So yeah, they are definitely available. There's another one here, an Orange Dream Het Sunset, so you get a little bit more to it. Only one bid at 25 bucks. Now, let's face it, as these auctions get closer, some people are watching, they place little teeny bids here, but as you see on some of these, they're gonna go up. I don't know what I'm clicking on at this point. I don't know if this one will go before we leave today. I'm not sure. That one should go before we leave, but as you can see, there's bids and whatnot, including by Mia, who is here with us, so who we are all rooting for. I skipped way ahead and spoiled all of the sunsets. I'm sorry. But the point is that they will go up. But place a like a placeholder bid. I mean, if you put $10 on this, boom, there you go. You're the highest bidder. Cool. If somehow you win that, then that's incredible. But the point of the matter is, it's going to tell you when there's an hour left, when there's 30 minutes left, when there's 10 minutes left. So it's going to remind you to jump on and place your final bids if you really want. So those are always a thing that I'll do, and you can determine if you're still in the ballpark for it. So here's another one here. This one is in Canada. I think you can ship it to the US. It's a lot easier than people might think. But let's see here, shipping USA. Yeah, so you'd have to do like 250 for shipping. It's a bit more because of the intensity of it, but it gets you a lot quicker than you might think. It goes to a kind of like a importer who takes care of them. You typically, you know, it doesn't leave them in the box, and then they'll repackage them for importation, and then they would get, you know, they'd get here the next day. So, but this one is a little bit different. It's Het Sunset and Het Maple, and how appropriate, as it comes out of Canada, that's the name for that. But the reason I mention that is because I've looked into the maple before. It's very similar to that of Ultramel and Monarch, bit brighter than Monarch. It's like almost like an in-between or something like that. It's a little bit brighter than Monarch. Why didn't I show a picture of it? I'll find it. So it's, you know, putting those together is a really, it's been proven to be a really cool thing because somebody did it with Ultramel. So I'll show you the maple really quick, and then I'll show you the Ultramel. Is maple toxic to ball pythons? Come on. I'm just trying to look up the thing, the animal anyway. So okay, so here is one of them. As you can see, it's not quite as dark. What is going on here? There we go. It's not quite as dark as a Monarch, but it is still in that range. It's like a little bit of a brighter one. So very cool morph out of Canada there. I'm not sure if anyone works it here in the States, so that would be kind of neat if someone got their hands on that. Get this over here. But I want to show you what those look like, the Sunset Ultramels that were created. So they were very bright. They're probably my favorite Sunset right now. They're also quite a bit. So you can see one here. I don't actually believe this one is for sale. I think it's more like, hey, if you want to take this off my hands, that's what you're gonna have to pay for it. It's one of the brighter oranger animals that I've seen, and yet still has some cool contrast there. You can see some patterning still throughout it. They are absolutely incredible. I think that Sunset has completely found its setting. So I think, you know, early on people were working it in the cinnamon and enchi and stuff like that, thinking they would enrich in the reds, but it burnt it, in fact. But now you can see that it's absolutely incredible. I love it with banana as well, the Sunset that is, with lavender, albino. There's a lot of great ways to work it. So that's kind of why I thought that it probably would be a very similar thing. In fact, I would like to eventually work Sunset now, just because of that, because I'd like to put it into my Monarch stuff. So checking something real quick. So some really cool ones there to round it out. Oh wait, not quite yet. One more Sunset, and I think that's it. This is a pastel Sunset, 100% het hypo. Proven breeder male here from Aura Reptiles. So if you wanted to get right off the ground running with a proven male at that, this would be a great one to go with, because you can immediately start putting them into your collection. If you have some hypos, that would be even better, because then you can put it to your hypo. You'll be creating hypos, some visual hypos, that every one of them would then be 100% het Sunsets. So now you got something to work around with, to breeding it to other into other combos and whatnot too. So the hypo is going to obviously help it out quite a bit too, because that brightens it up and will keep the snake looking pretty nice. And this is a pretty good looking animal for an adult Sunset with pastel in there too, I really gotta say. So kind of got some crazy paradoxing down there near the tail though, so pretty cool. So all right, next up, which I'm also apparently the current high bidder on, is this female leopard confusion 100% head clown. No bids on this one right now. I think it will go for a favorable price. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if it went pretty much under what it should. The reason again is because it's not a visual clown, but if this was a visual clown, it wouldn't probably be here. Leopard confusions are really cool. Confusion clowns in general are awesome. A lot of people know about the belly of the confusion clowns. They're or just belly of confusion in general. It's very much like a hognose belly. You don't see pattern on the belly of a ball python all that often. Very rarely, quite frankly, and they do it pretty much every darn time. Let's see if we can't find that here. Oh, there we go. I think you showed it here. God, well, at least it's a reptile related ad. Okay, I can skip it. Okay, there we go. You can see what I mean with the hognose belly and whatnot. You don't get that ever. It's super cool and unique. I absolutely love it. But on top of that, confusion adds a lot more than that. It adds some bursting colors from the bellies. It's some really nice oranges kind of coming up from there, and some granulation. You can see it right there on the belly. Just overall enhances the animal, and then just makes the pattern just absolutely wonky. And when you have it mixed with leopard, it does it even more. They work together well. They do not wash each other out at all. There's your leopard confusion clown. There is a super leopard, by the way, even though it's considered a dominant. It just means it'll pass it on. They look exactly like a leopard though. So, but just absolutely incredible. You see even this one's, I love the belly so much on it. So, just absolutely insane in what it does to the pattern. They're very, very incredible animals. So, another one there, that's what I think of when I see something like this, is that all you really need is a male clown to create what I just showed you there for the most part. But you probably want more than that. So get something else with that. Again, I say spot nose is a good one. Blackhead would be really nice. Get some extra contrast into there. Blackhead works well with everything. But very cool. And if you might also see other ones out there like Acid. Acid, a lot of people thought that they were the same gene, Acid and Confusion. They are not. They do practically the same exact thing. They might be related in some way. We're not sure, but they are not the same gene. It is genetically proven that they are not. So pretty cool to consider that there's so much diversity, that is a thing that can happen. So all right, now for the title card picture, it would be an Ultramel clown that is available for auction today, and it's gonna go in less than an hour. It's got some interest, but not as much as I thought it would. I'm gonna call it and say it's gonna clear 1,000, but I mean, sometimes whoever's on is on. So what's 21? What's about 21 hours from right now? What is that?
4.
Okay, 4. Some people are still at work at 4. Just saying, 4 Central Time. That's where we're at. So that can sometimes affect who's on, who's looking at this animal at that given time. And you know, and that's not going to be the case too, because it's 4 Central, so it's going to be different the more west you go. So, if you sometimes, depending on when they end, it can really affect the going price of this animal. Let's face it, at auctions are settled and won in the last seconds of the auction. That is what a regular auction is. You know, it's right then and there, live. They usually last less than a minute or something like that quite often. And you know, you can put it up there for 48 hours or not, but some people are just gonna be watching until that last 10 minutes, and then you're gonna start seeing the action. So speaking of action, not sure if we missed anything. It's got 28 minutes left, 15 minutes left. I don't know if we'll be on for that one. We'll have to see. So, but if you've ever, I'm sure many of you have obviously looked at the auctions here. If if you've done the auctions here or just even watched them, you see it pop off in the last 10 minutes roughly, especially the last 5 minutes. People will have all sorts of different strategies. Now, they did do auto bidding as a thing, so if you're a paid member, you can set it to do, like, say, $1,000. You can also it also eventually will put increments on there depending on the cost. I can't remember the exact increments right now, but you won't be able to bid 5 anymore. You might have to bid 10 or 25 or something like that. So, but still a really cool animal, a girl at that. So you can start working other genetics into your Ultramel Clown projects. They're so sharp and awesome. I'm very much a Monarch guy myself, but it's still very cool and stunning to watch, to see something like this. Actually the Monarch Clown, Monarch Spotnose Clown, is what sealed the deal for me getting into Monarch. So they're sharp animals. They're very, very beautiful. So, all right, another clown combo here would be this Hypo Clown. Possible leopard. This one's gonna go for a bit less, I would say. It's just another girl that you can get. Is, you know, as you're building, especially, and you want to start with your females unless you're gonna buy breeder ready. And then it really, I guess it didn't matter, but because they're going to take the longest to grow, so you want to start with the females. Plus, then that allows any males that you're going to get to come down in price over the next 1.5 to 2 years, because it's going to take them roughly 3 years to get to the size that they need usually to breed. So just consider that if you wanted to work Hypo Clowns. It'd be a great way to do it. By the time the prices come down, maybe you can get a visual male with some extra stuff to it too as well. Yeah, good price. Not a lot of bids just yet, but it does have roughly under 2 days, so that could very quickly change. I'd like to see when some of this is going to end here. No, obviously I already missed those ones. 26 minutes. We're almost to the 10-minute mark on that one. So we'll have to see. So, and I think we've got few more here to talk about today. All right, next up would be this Stranger Clown. Really good price right now, only one bid. Stranger Clowns are absolutely awesome. I think when you get Yellow Belly into them, though, they really start to pop off. I have a Stranger Yellow Belly Het Clown here that I got from Spartan Pythons, and I am pumped for that because I remember seeing their Stranger Yellow Belly Clown at second Stromberg show, I think it was, and it made our list for that one. It was absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited for that. I have it breeding to a GHI Spotnose Clown Het Hypo boy. So we'll see what happens there. But I am pretty excited. I'm pretty certain she's going. She started bulking up. She blew up real big. Has stopped eating. So that is one of the more exciting ones I've had going on this year. Hoping to get plenty of awesome combos there. So, but I can show you some of those combos right now. Oh, it didn't open the list. The hell? See, this is why I type Stranger Clown. What is that? I don't like clowns. Where's one that we can look at? There's Cypress. I think that's the one that I was looking at. There we go. Super sharp, super awesome. When you start to get the other genetics in there, it kind of opens up the pattern a bit and just allows it to kind of spread its wings and just kind of spread out that darkness throughout it, and really create such a sharp animal. So this is probably fresh out of the egg, this one right here. I imagine this is post shed or whatnot. So and look at those heads, just this burnt type look to it, the dark undertones, but yet with enough white bursting up from the side, from the belly. They're very, very sharp. So that's what I think of as just like the stuff you can create with that. I don't think before I looked today I found any other Cypress ones. So I go back here. I guess I just opened it. So don't give chocolate to strangers. Okay, another ad. We'll go ahead and close this right now, and then hopefully skip this. We often show Justin off because Well, this stuff is insane, as this obviously shows right here. Just some of the absolute potential you can get. There's the Stranger Yellow Belly Spot Nose Clown. So they added Spot Nose, and it might be Red Stripe as well, but you get the picture when you get Yellow Belly in there. It just really just kind of explodes it. And just look at the sides on this one, the granulation coming up. Very cool. I don't think you can get much better than this, but I'm sure you can. In fact, I bet you he's going to do it right there. Yeah, he is. So this is with the chocolate. That's what the whole video is kind of built around, I bet. Yeah. Just so much cooler, but yet it keeps it under control. It doesn't blow. It doesn't, completely take it over. Just so awesome with these really dark. It's shadowy. That's the thing. You've created shadow, not just black. You've created shadow, and that's what's super cool about it. So, Art Pythons, welcome. All right, next up would be this pied mahogany from Aura Reptiles. Aura is a really good breeder as well. We've actually won something off of Palm Street from them, a not red stripe, red gene pied, and 100% hit lab. So very cool, awesome guy. Not sure if he's doing a Palm Street anytime soon, but it was very he's a very good host. Anyways, the reason I love these so much, if you've been in any of these, is because, well, I already mentioned it earlier, getting mahogany into things, like what I would want to do to this almost instantly. Where'd it go? There it goes. Well, Suma pied. So this is a great way to create one, is first get your female. So you already have the ingredients here. You just need to get mahogany pied male, and then you have a very high chance of hitting a Suma. Because you're always going to get pied, and then you're going mahogany, so you're very likely to get a lot more mahogany pieds and some sumas. So why not just get some other stuff in there? I'm not sure how it's going for them, but Royal Temptations, some friends local to us, they were doing a pairing with to create sumas with the possibility of blackhead. I'm very excited if they hit that. I would very much like to see that. So, but if you haven't seen what the Suma pied is, there's some variation to it. This is one of them right here. I'm not sure if Justin was the first to create it, but you can see here, this is fresh out of the egg again. It is very cool. I like them more than panda pieds because, for one, panda pieds are very high white, so much so that it is possible to get a panda pied that's all white. Now, isn't that a kick in the, yeah. Plus, the panda, to create it, requires black pastel, which can increase the odds of a kinked snake or some other genetic deformities. Not to a crazy high percentage level, but enough that it's definitely a thing. And if you've ever had a kinked snake, it's a very sad thing, and it would be very sad to hit a panda pied and then it'd be that. So these have no issues though, mahoganies, and they have a lot more variation. You can kind of see it here too. I'll go to another one here in a bit, but you see how it's more dark here, and then it lightens up a bit, and then it's like someone applied like a stain, like a wood stain to this animal, but didn't do it evenly, so it creates all this chaotic look to it, which almost gives the appearance of paradoxing. So why is my video here? Oh wait, yeah, we showed off a panda or a mahogany or Suma. There we go. Why are these? We're looking at this. We're not doing the ad. I thought you had that thing.
Switch to Firefox.
I see. Okay, next time we'll build it in Firefox then. But yeah, you can see it perfectly here. This one we did an auction on and showed it off. What I'm talking about, and again, more high pattern. You see this just kind of has the pattern just kind of changes where it's darker, lighter, and then look here. I'm almost clicked on that like I was actually going to make the picture bigger, but this is a little bit darker, this is a little bit lighter, this is very dark, this is pretty much almost black, and then back to more of a bronzy type look. There's just so much variation, so much chaos, that it is just super cool, super awesome. Take a look. 5 minutes left on that one. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There we go. I don't know if I ever blew this picture up. I did. There we go. Cool. Thank you. Past me. Just like I said, it has this bronzy type undertone to the entire snake, but still has this variation of just bursting color, but yet at the same time, just dark. It's like a best of both worlds, and then the white just serves to highlight the contrast even better. Suma is such an amazing morph. The only way to make it better is to get hypo into it, because whew, those are cool. That's why I was saying if I got this, I would immediately want to do that, because hypo's right there, and that's just anytime I work pied, that's what I think of. I want to do that immediately. So we're entering the 5-minute time for that particular one. In fact, the only other one that was, yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that one today, but we will see this one, and if I remember to go over to it. So that's what I think of. I mean, that's what most people are going to think of too with Suma pieds or pied mahoganies. But there's a lot of great ways to add to it, like I said, with blackhead, and there's lots of things that haven't been thought of yet. It's not just so dark that it just conquers all. There's still things you can do with it, and that's what's exciting, is that just by itself, it's an extraordinary animal, a legendary animal, but with other things, you can do things with it. It's not the end-all be-all of where you're taking that project, so consider that. Okay, another really great one here would be this GHI Hurricane Yellow Belly Het Clown. You have all the ingredients here to make absolute magic, except you don't have a visual clown, and that's okay, because again, this is a female, so you're going to breed a visual male to it. That's what you're going to do. And again, the usual suspects here, like Spot Nose, would be very nice to get into a combination like this, just to kind of blow up that pattern even more and make it even more extraordinary. I absolutely love this animal already, just with the cool patterning. The granulation is absolutely nuts in this thing. I think the only other thing you could do is maybe see what Stranger might do to this, or Wookie especially. Blackhead, like I already said, Spot Nose, stuff like that. So Red Stripe and Redhead would do this thing wonders as well, because all that granulation is going to take a more orangey, rusty type color. When you put that into it, it's going to look absolutely top notch. And if you haven't seen what some Hurricane Clown potential is, here you are. Please don't show an ad. I think I already preloaded it, so we shouldn't. It's a Hurricane Special, so Special is going to lighten it a little bit, as you can see here. But one thing I wanted to point out here is the head. The eye stripes are back, but that is a clown. Especially you can tell from the head. But the eye stripes are back, but they look a little weird, right? So they're kind of, look at that, wavy, wonky, thicker, and then they wrap around the head. Sometimes they completely go into the pattern, I've seen. That is what Hurricane does most of the time when I've seen them in clown. A lot of the best ones I've seen, other than from Canova, Windy City Morphs, I really like their Hurricane stuff. We saw them at Tinley, and now just recently at Schaumburg. And by the way, they're in the video for this Sunday, so the top 5. So take a look at that, and guess what? They have some Hurricane stuff, I think. Or maybe that was Straight Fire. I can't tell you yet. But like I said, you can see here just some of the cool stuff. It doesn't, like I said, when you get other genes in there, sometimes those still go away. Is this special? This might just be special. Wow, where's your tag? Where's your tag? Yeah, so no Hurricane in that one, that's why. So, but still a very cool animal. You can see all this cool granulation, this reddish rust along the dorsal stripe of it. So, very awesome animal. All right, and then I think we're ending it with a couple Batmans, and then just a special call out at the end. These would be, which apparently, again, I'm the highest bidder on everything today. Just got all the money. Batman, Fire, Double Het, Desert Ghost, Genetic Stripe. So, not only do you already have the Batman, which is the combination of Leopard, Spot Nose, and Clown, you have Fire in it, which really just lightens it up. It makes it look very nice in this case. But you have Desert Ghost and Genetic Stripe. I don't know how Genetic Stripe will work with that because it pulls a lot of that up to the dorsal. So I don't know if you get a spotted back or whatnot. But either way, it's still very cool. They have so much genetic diversity in there. You breed that to a DG clown female, and you're talking. I think we looked at the one earlier, right? So if you had won that one, not that one. Nope, that's a clown DG. But you could do that too. You'd always get clowns. You'd have to test for DG though. So, like I said, you always have the ability to create Kiki clowns, which is the genetic stripe clown. So just a really cool, awesome animal. Batman are one of the ones that just started making clowns so popular. And you can see the difference here because this is the same snake from the same breeder. So the same genetics are at play other than one. It's missing fire. So you can see what the difference it brings in there. Just how much more light that animal is. And these are quality Batmans, by the way. Not all Batmans have as much spotting as this. Sometimes they show the pattern a little bit more. But some of them are just absolutely extraordinary like this. And they just spotted the whole way down. And that's what you want to see as much as possible. So you got a male and a female here at that. So depending on apparently if you can beat my bid of even though there's 0 bids, you could get potentially both of these if that's the sort of market you were getting into. What's cool, what I always like about Reptile Creations is they just kind of put it up there, that's their starting bid. So reserves are a good tool for people, but sometimes I just like to see what's your bottom dollar and then let people fight it out. It's kind of neat. It's a good way to protect the seller, but at the same time gauge the interest, and if anybody's interested, kind of go from there. So very cool animals here depending on what you wanted to work. I definitely like the fire. You do got to be careful a little bit with fire though. Basically that you don't breed it to itself. Super fires are an all white snake. They're a black-eyed Lucy. So sometimes you get some yellows and stuff popping into there, but yeah. So one last thing, I always like calling out my friends here at Royal X Reptiles. Now these are not auction animals, and they are more up there in cost, and the reason for that is because every one of these is het monsoon. They are visual clowns. They have a lot more going on to them. I believe every one except for this one is a Barnhart Black Pastel, which is the best type of Black Pastel. It's just a more extreme, awesome version. This one is ready to breed, and it is het monsoon. If you don't know what a monsoon clown looks like, should have looked that up. This time I'm gonna type ball python so I don't get some weird storm clown that scares me. Ball python monsoon clown. What did I do? What did I do? There it is. This thing go away. Extraordinary. I mean, snakes are an exotic animal, but monsoon takes it up a notch. All these patterns on the face and everything like that. This looks like a carpet python turned up to 1,000. Just absolutely nuts on what it does to it. I think this might be pastel too, or no, just a monsoon clown. That is it. So that's the sort of stuff that you are potentially looking at. So while I know that the pricing obviously isn't for everybody, if you are looking for investment type animals and you want to work monsoon clowns, this is where you start because they are expensive, but they have a higher return, when you get the visuals and such like that. And these are not just monsoon clowns. Remember, what we looked at was just a monsoon clown. This has Black Pastel in it, so you can work the darker side of this stuff. And often with monsoons, what you want to work is shading and color. Because what are you going to do to that pattern? You saw it. Why would you want to change that pattern? It's perfect. So you want to work color and you want to work shading, and Black Pastel does that. Coral Glow or Banana does that. That's the sort of stuff you want to do. So it also goes to some really great people, which are they're having some medical problems and whatnot. and it, you know, obviously goes to helping them out and everything too. So always nice to get a wonderful animal if that's the sort of thing that you are wanting to do, and also help some really great people out. So I think that will be it. Although, did I miss it? Well, we saw it was at 375. I'm assuming that is what it ended at then. So I'm not sure if Mia is still here. And if you won it or not. I hope you did. Let's see if there's any, just really quickly, about to end. Like I said, I don't think so. So if anybody has any questions though before we hop off here, just let me know. I'm gonna grab some snakes to show you in the meantime, just really quick. Which one do I gotta show you? You just ate, so I don't know if I want to touch you. Let's see, what did you do? Did you eat yet? You did. You did indeed eat, because it's gone. But yours was a smaller meal. I think I can take you. Come here, buddy. Come here. You're still a little teeny baby, but no, don't run. Come here. Gotcha. This was in the video from Sunday. I hope the camera doesn't completely wash him out. It kind of is. He's so dang teeny though. See, go say hi. There he is. This is an African house snake. And I think I'm in love. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't just think to do that. So this is a very much still a hatchling size. They are kind of similar in size to, like, I'd say, like a hognose and whatnot. Camera's not. What do we do? Can we turn this down? The tone of it just a tad. Let me turn the tone of the camera down just, or not the camera, the light. Thank you. Or that, I suppose.
That's as low as it goes, so
You need a better camera.
it's not the camera, it's the lighting.
That's it. Okay, you can see kind of the patterning and stuff like that. It's doing a poor job at capturing the color and whatnot. But they're very cool, very chill, relaxed animals. Believe it or not, what I'm holding here, you might think is a colubrid. It is not. It is actually far more closely related to a cobra or a black mamba. And therefore, after hearing those words, you might think, what the hell are you doing holding it? Well, it's completely non-venomous. And my thought process is a lot of these animals are probably really chill, but of course you can't hold them because they are spicy. However, this one is not. So therefore it is awesome. It's inquisitive and cool. Doesn't chill with you the same way like a rock, like a ball python does. But isn't super fast or flighty when you're holding it. It's just, you see, kind of, it moves around. Eventually they do kind of chill. I also have a hypo up there though, and yes, there's quite a few morphs that she ate a little bit of a bigger meal, so I didn't want to get her out yet though. But very cool, very sharp animals. I love them a lot. I think that I think they have an amazing future because they're chill, they're easy as heck to keep, and I'm telling you, they eat like champs. There's nothing to worry about. They're unlikely to bite, and even if they are, it's quite literally laughable. The most common time that they're going to bite are when they're very, very little, because just like anything, you know, I think Clint from Clint's Reptile says it best: when you're a noodle with a head, the world is a scary place. I think that's his quote, and it is very, very true. So that's the most common time that they're going to, and quite frankly, it's laughable. But they're very real, chilled, relaxed animals. I absolutely love them. So, yeah, if there's no other questions, I think we'll go ahead and call it there. I will get to my messages, and I will also post my animals that are available, because I do have a good amount. It's just some of them I won't put on Morphmarket, so it won't be all my animals, because it's just, you know, putting a normal for example. I don't think I have any normals. I have some hets, but I don't have any normals. It's not incredibly cost effective when I can sell it for the same, if not cheaper, quite frankly, at a show. Or not cheaper, but more at a show, and I don't have to have it go through the stress of shipping and stuff. So I definitely prefer to do it in person when I can. So Carter's Coils, yes, unfortunately you did. I'm wrapping it up, but you know what, I'll bring that snake back out that I just showed, since I was going to show you anyway. Everybody, I'm so sorry. I know you're just like, what the hell, you just held me. The camera doesn't do it any justice here. So if you haven't watched it, check out our video from Sunday. But this is African house snake, the Cape variety. They have a bunch of different kind of morphs. They're super chill. I haven't been musted because they're not colubrids. I think they can must. They're actually more similar to, related to cobras and mambas, but they're not venomous. It has cool patterning on it. Like I said, the camera's not grabbing it great. This is a little albino, so very, very cool animal. And I love their little heads. Just this sleek, slender thing. I don't know what it is about them, but the head reminded me kind of a retic. I think it's just because the eyes. Come on. No, don't look at me. I know you want to claim me, but you know, the camera is going to do very poorly at this. I mean, he's doing everything he can. The camera is doing so poor. Whatever, it was like 20 bucks on Amazon. But yeah, you can always watch back the VOD and whatnot. There are quite a few different things for auction, especially in Sunset. There's a whole bunch in Sunset, so lots of cool stuff this weekend, or this week. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here. Saturday is the full walkthrough of the Schaumburg show. I said this at the beginning, but I'll say it again at the end because people might have joined. It is quite literally us walking in through the main line, and starting from every single aisle, snaking through, no pun intended, the entire thing. And you're going to see everything. It is a longer video. How long is it going to be?
2.5 hours, I think.
2.5 hours. Not as long as the Tinley because it's not as big of a show. But what I love about Schaumburg, even though it's not as big of a show, it seems to have more diversity of reptiles. So if you didn't want to just see a bunch of bull pythons, there's a lot of other morphs and animals there. There are still a lot of bull pythons and beauty things there, and quite frankly, a lot of stuff that like people who want to build can get. Not just a bunch of stuff that's not for sale. Some stuff that you might see like, dude, I want to contact that breeder because that's really cool. It's a lot of stuff like that. I sure did. Juan is in this thing. One of our friends was vending the show. Actually, a few of our friends were. So, yeah, he was there. He had a wonderful spot actually too. Yeah, there's a lot of variety, but then it's got more aisle space, and there's cross. So you've got your rows, but you've also got, I guess you'd call them columns, going through there as well. So there's more routes to go, to walk. There's a lot more space in between everything. So it's a pretty comfy show in terms of that. Now, if only they'd put carpet down. That'd be the best. But still really cool. A lot of variety. If you want to see a lot of cool animals, that's awesome. And these are easier to film because of that for us too. So it's easier to catch everything. Because the walkthrough obviously is the walkthrough. It's going to be like you were there. So that means the crowd too. So there's gonna be people in the way. But with these ones, it's much easier to navigate. So you're gonna see a lot. So we'll have that on Saturday, and then we'll have our top 5 ball python picks from the show on Sunday. Then the following Sunday, I think that we will have the top 5 reptiles. So the ball pythons will not be in that. They get their own video. They can sit this one out. And then what is it? We might do an uncut, and we might not this time, because we kind of did that one that we already released. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's like 17 minutes or so. And yeah, so definitely check that out. I got a few more questions. All right. Thought I saw one go. Ow. Okay. What do you think about blue-eyed Lucy's? Did it hold a comment, by the way? I think it held a comment.
Really?
Yeah. I saw a comment appear and then disappear for some stupid reason. So, what did you open?
It was deleted.
What was deleted?
The comment.
Why?
They deleted it themselves.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, he wears... You know what he looks like, but nobody else does. What are you doing?
I heard that. What's Juan's thing called?
What?
What's his thing called?
Oh, here, I know where he is. But just let me finish this, because somebody asked me a question. You opened up all this junk in front of me. Let them wait.
Oh, did it open there?
Yes, you opened everything. Now where do I go to see my stuff at? The owl ruined my stream. There we go.
It wasn't supposed to do that.
It was supposed to hide that window, but it chose not to.
Oh. Okay. What do you think about Blue Eyed Lucy's? I love them. I make them every year. Many people do. They sell. If you're looking to sell an animal, they sell because they're wonderful pets. As far as breeding potential, I mean, that's basically where it ends, though. They're a white snake with blue eyes. There's really nowhere else to go with that because everything's eaten up by that white snake. Unless you got a black light, you can actually see the pattern underneath the black light on them. No joke. But it doesn't really make them any more valuable unless you know and can prove out the genetics in them. Speaking of which, I have a blue-eyed Lucy right here. She might... Is she paired?
I think she was, since you just did it.
I think she's okay to pick up. She's big. But she, while you don't know it, I'm going to be careful with her because she has been paired. She is also a visual hypo. And you might think, why? What? No, she's not. She is homozygous for hypo, or ghost. Because, yeah, I'm going to put her down. Like I said, she was breeding. I can tell she just wants to get put down. So, she might be building. I don't like messing with them. But you got to see her. I love them. I love making them every year. But, you know, in terms of working a project, that's it. That's where it ends. But that's okay. Because making pets is cool. And that's one that stays at a certain level. And always sells. Every single time. It is a consistent seller. And if you're working projects and whatnot and you want to make money to pay for those other projects, there you go. Great way to do that. So she's a big girl. She is pretty darn big. And she is, like I said, she's a visual hypo. She was sold to me as a lesser butter visual hypo, and then I tested it with RGI and it proved as that. Also popped out as spider because I didn't test her as spider, but when I bred her the first time, I got a spider lesser. So now I'm gonna actually retest her now. Now that we know that butter and lesser are not the same gene, I just want to know, is it butter lesser? Because there's so much that was misrepresented, so I want to find out. So let me go through a lot of popping off comments here. Kyle, hey, how you doing, bud? Are you going to get a GoPro helmet for a POV? No, I don't think so. Just I know some people wear a GoPro somewhere like that, but we actually have a what is it called? Gimbal. Yeah, we have like a handheld gimbal which stabilizes and everything like that now. So we use that for a bit of it, and then honestly, for the other parts, we just have this cheap foldable $10 plastic tray, and it's so perfect. We have that as well. So we have something incredibly expensive and something incredibly not expensive. But both of them serve their purposes very well. The gimbal, honestly, I would like more because it's more static. So it holds an image. I mean, I can do this, and I can tell it to look at something, and it will do it no matter where I move this stupid thing. So it's cool in that regard. I like that quite a bit. So it doesn't have that jerky type look to it when you're walking and stuff like that. So I would say it makes for a better viewing experience for everybody. It doesn't, not like that or something like that when you're walking and stuff. So I know what he looks like. Oh, you know what he looks like. I can neither confirm nor deny that the person that was with me in the RGI video was indeed my brother. It could have been a fill-in. My belt is a bamboo lesser. See, that's what I make, actually. I have a bamboo boy here, and I breed him to Mystic and another bamboo. So I make Super Mystics, Bamboo Mystics and Super Bamboos. That's how I make my bells. So that lesser butter, I only did that pairing once, because when I found out what she had underneath, underneath her, and in the visual hypo and whatnot, I kind of worked in that direction. In fact, that is the girl I'm breeding my Mandarin to, so that I can start working that project, the Mandarin hypos, because I'll start creating those. So, Plasleo, like that's still under black light. She's striped. Yeah, I love looking at them under black light. It's hard to tell what you're looking at 100%. Obviously, you got to do a test with genetic stripe, but it looks cool nonetheless. I can't believe I've never done that on a video. Next time when we make the bells this year, hopefully we get some. I'll put it under a black light so we can see. So, imposter. Yep. No one knows who the real. I'm not gonna finish that. That's corny. Pick up this thing. But yeah. We'll show off more of them in our next video and whatnot. I actually got to get to feeding a bunch of these animals right now, so I think I'll pop off here. Again, hope everybody enjoyed. Check out some of the videos that are coming out. We got a lot of that Schomburg content. It's a really great show. If you can make it, definitely do. It's super cool. A lot of fun. And if you don't like crowds, it's still a busy show, but it's got way more room, like way more. I don't know how to describe it, and it's just more comfortable to walk around in. You don't feel like you're jammed up. You don't get that. And I have some minor claustrophobia, so I know how that feels. I don't like being in crowds. So I think this one's just a very good show in terms of that. So I know here a lot of people say they don't want to go to a show because they don't like crowds. This is the one to do. Never once did I ever feel like I was like, oh my god, get away from me. Never once, but at Tinley that happens more. So yeah. Turn the relay on tomorrow. Good one. You coming to Georgia this weekend? Man, I wish. I actually looked into tickets to fly him out just briefly. Just I wouldn't be able to make it, but I looked into it and thought about it, but that's not going to happen, sadly. I want to make that show. I want to make Daytona. Those are ones that I'd like to do. I'd like to do St. Louis to get there at least as well. And go from, kind of do that as well. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do St. Louis this year. Who knows? I can drive there. It's still Midwest. So, oops, replay. No, I know what you meant. I don't know why I said replay or relay when I was doing it. So, yeah, check out the video if you haven't checked out our current Schomburg one. Do so. And yeah, if you're in that area, if you're in the Georgia area, Bob's show that's this weekend. That's really cool. So, do you want anything from Tokyo? Let me see how many snake stuff. Actually. That's actually pretty soon that you're going. I forgot about that. They are actually exploding in terms of popularity of ball pythons, but I don't think you're going to be able to sneak one on a plane home. But I mean, heck, let me know. Text me, or I don't know how that works abroad. But yeah, don't go crazy on something for me. You just enjoy your time there, man. But yeah, that is pretty soon. I remember you telling me. 12-hour drive, we still have time. Oh, you're on your way there, aren't you? I think. Carter, are you heading to Bob's show right now? The best shows anywhere near close to me. Yeah, I think that show. I mean, he went. No, okay. He went all out with that and just made a really solid show. Some people have to build that stuff up, and granted, he already has a reputation, but I mean, he catapulted it to like levels way quicker than anybody's business. So it's really cool. The more of this, the better, just everywhere. So, but yeah, we will probably pop off here. I said that like 5 times now. But yeah, we'll go ahead and log off here. I hope everybody enjoyed. Spent all my money. Oh yeah, I think you were telling me about that. Well, enjoy setting them up. But yeah, hope everybody enjoys their night. Enjoy their weekend. Check out our video that you haven't seen it yet. It's about like 17, 19 minutes long or something like that. Give you a good idea of what the show is going to be like, and so if you don't want to sit through a 3-hour roughly walkthrough. So, but yeah, we will check you in the next one. Everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.